James Hatcher was one of the wealthiest, most well-known citizens in Pikeville, Kentucky. He engaged in several successful business ventures in coal mining and in timber industries. In 1889, Hatcher married a young lady named Octavia Smith. Their marriage would be very short and very tragic. During their marriage, they produced one son they named Jacob. He died at only 1 day old. In the 1890s, infant mortality rates were very high due to few vaccines and medications for treatment. The baby's death led to a depression and illness that would soon end Octavia's own life. Octavia took ill to her bed, likely suffering from depression. She grew more and more ill over the next few months, slipping into a coma from which she could not be awakened from. Pronounced dead of unknown causes on May 2nd, 1891. She was not embalmed because during that time it was not a practice, and she was buried very quickly due to the unusually hot weather. Several days after Octavia's funeral, other people in the town began exhibiting similar symptoms to the ones that Octavia had. These symptoms were caused by the bite of a certain fly, and it brought a sleeping sickness from which others in the town began to wake up from. Hatcher and his family began to worry that Octavia might have fell into this sleeping sickness caused by this fly. Hatcher secured an emergency exhumation and uncovered a horrific sight with the raising of the coffin, and she had woken from her sleep to find herself trapped beneath the ground. In a panic, she had torn the lining on the lid of her coffin. Her nails were bloody, her face was contorted, and she had tried to escape in a scratching frenzy from her grave. But at this time, she was really dead. Her body was reburied, but James Hatcher never fully recovered. He had a life-size, lifelike monument erected over her grave. In one arm, the statue held a baby, which was to represent their son Jacob. James Hatcher built the Hatcher Hotel at such an angle that he could look up and see the statue of his wife, and she could symbolically look down on him. Vandals invaded the Hatcher cemetery plot and broke the arm holding the baby from the monument. Now, the infant from the statue representing baby Jacob lays at the feet of the statue of his mother. In attempts to stop these vandals, the Hatcher family erected a fence around the plot, and they also placed Octavia's statue on a marble base to make it less accessible. Still to this day, Pikeville residents and local UPIKE students say they can hear a woman crying from the cemetery. There are many paranormal activities that they claim have happened. It is believed that her head spins around on Halloween. It is believed that the anniversary of her death, she turns away from downtown Pikeville. Whether these paranormal activities are true or just people pulling pranks, the Hatcher plot is still a place where a very tragic event occurred. A young woman whose life was cut too short and ended in a very tragic way, and she deserves a moment or two of our silence.